Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
It's slippy coffee check. Talk to doctor now.
Cuff it check.
U.S. adults have. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it slippy coffee check. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. You by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say diabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungeringAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Big Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. It is Sunday, June 11th. I'm Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined here, we got I'd say an AM guest, Austin, up here running the board. Harrison had the weekend off, so glad to have Austin in here. How you doing?
Great. Nice to be here.
I was going to say, and you got the Kansas City Royals shirt, so you're still supporting the group. I mean, they're struggling a little bit this year.
It's tough. It hurts, but it's also hurt all except for about 2 years of my existence and about the 30 before that. So just par for the course.
Hey, all you got to do is say it just takes 1 year to make something special happen. So, we're here, 93.7 The Ticket. Awesome to be here on a Sunday morning, bigger than the score. We're going to get into it here in a little bit. But Austin, you want to tell them how they can reach us if they want to go ahead and tweet in? They can also watch us on Twitter, Twitch, Allo, Fiber on channel 951, which is absolutely awesome. Also, you can go to theticketfm.com if you want to. You just draw down on the and you've missed it or missed today's, and then also you can text in or call in.
402-464-5685 are the numbers for you. Got that pulled up and we're monitoring.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, hey, it's been obviously a busy week. People oftentimes think school's out and things go on. First off, I want to say just a couple thank yous. Awesome to be able to do that in this space, but I oftentimes just want to also thank DP and Rebecca for providing this space. I mean, I know people hear shows over and over again and like, man, who is this? Why are they always kind of doing that? But just for them, they provide this space for me, for young people to come in and as a radio station coming into this market and doing what they're doing, they don't have to provide this space, but they know that they're part of enriching what goes on. And so I really want to thank them for this. I want to thank the 93.7 the Ticket, the staff. You guys are gracious when individuals come in for what you do and your time, and then just a lot of the listeners. This week is kind of cool. People like Magic. Well, those of you I'm faithful listener will drop off some things and really support it. Just so those of you that have been listening, didn't really realize it. And this week, I was walking in during summer school and somebody goes, the 93 Ticket, bigger than the score, and gave me a fist bump. And it was one of the coaches. And I thought that was just really cool. And then at the gym the other day, somebody said something. So those of you who've been listening and been supporting, thank you. It does not go unnoticed. Really do appreciate that community support.
That's one of the things. I mean, I've only been here since January. That's one of the first things I noticed about DP and Rebecca and what they put together was just how, invested they are in the community, despite, not being from here or around here. Yeah. They made a concerted effort to not just be in the community, but be a part of the community and involve it and give a platform for, shows like this, young scholars like this. And I think that's awesome because it's not about, me. It's not about one individual. It's not about just how many sports takes can we blast out there. There's so much more out there than that. And I really appreciate, what DP and Rebecca have done to kind of open my eyes to that realm about, not just radio as a job or entertainment, but as a public service to some degree.
Well, it's part about, not just giving back, but being invested and being a part of it. So, I think about, the camps that are going on. They're going to be broadcasting, I think this week.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow through the week over at Northwest High School. And just even like, last week we had on Lincoln Community Playhouse. And some people are like, what does that have to do with sports? What does that have to do? It has everything to do with it. So because of that, we if you missed, we had Abby and Franny on, and they're doing Newsies. It's part of the Penguin Project. It's kind of a unified play that's going on over at the Lincoln Community Playhouse, and still have tickets out there, but it's a great show. We're going to get to go see it today at 2:00. And so if you're interested in those tickets to see that, go to Lincoln Community Playhouse and log on, and they would love to have your support. And just a number of other things going on. So again, thank you for everybody who's been listening. On the sports side of things, again, it's summer, but things haven't quieted down. You've got kind of a lot of the state games coming up. You've got some of the AAU type stuff, whether it's baseball, whether it's, basketball. I know I used to be pretty heavily immersed in that. And then you got the summer high school, they're gearing up for their seasons and working out, but just saw that they had a couple of the all-state athletes, I would say multi-sport athletes. And I'm kind of interested on your take a little bit. The Omaha World Herald had announced theirs. I think I'm going to have to pull that up, but they had a young person who was a swimmer at West Side. And
Nate German-Prez.
Nate, and I was just interested. They said he was the first non-multi-sport athlete in, I think, 43 years to win that award. And so well-deserving, number one recruit, going to Texas, going to swim. I just curious on your thoughts on what does that mean, for you? Do you have to be a multi-sport athlete to win Athlete of the Year?
You don't have to, obviously. Okay. I mean, it helps because when you look at, awards like that, to me, if you're a standout in multiple sports, it just gives you, more for the resume.
Right.
You can say, hey, look what I did on the football field. Look what I did on the basketball court. Look what my track times were.
Right.
There's just a lot of, compiling. But then I think you see someone like, Nate win it. I mean, the first one in 45 years.
45.
Jim Hartung
Wow.
in 1978 was the last. And it's only happened 2 other times. Fred Hare in 63 and Mike McGee in 77.
Wow.
But that to me tells me that if you're going to be a single sport athlete, to win an award like this, you have to be overwhelmingly good. To continue the swimming analogy, blow them out of the water.
Right. Okay.
Right. And
okay.
I think that's what Nate did. Was he was just so overwhelmingly good, at Westside. I mean, not just in the pool with his times, the way he competed, but also, off or out of the pool, in the classroom and in the community as well. So I think it makes sense that it's gone to multi-sport athletes so many more times than it hasn't. I think there's a lot of value in that we should, be extolling to kids. But then you see, a situation like this and what Nate's accomplished, what he's put his mind to. It's cool to see that rewarded as well.
Well, and I think what you said is you got to be that much better in order to do that. And again, nothing to take away. Congratulations. I'm just a huge I don't even say sport out. People know me. I say multi-involved individual. And so I'm sure he's involved in his community and doing other things. So congratulations to him on that. Also, just kind of on the docket, you've got game 5 of the NBA finals. And I know you've got a new show that you just kind of started this week. And so kind of just want your thoughts on just, the Heat and the Nuggets, what you've seen so far.
I've seen a lot of the Nuggets because that's what it's been.
A lot of the Jokers, what you've seen is pretty much. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the tandem of Jokic and Murray is absolutely incredible, the way that those guys work with each other. I think the biggest thing about the Nuggets to me isn't, any one player, any 2 players. It's the continuity. Malone's been there for a long time. They've had this group, generally, at least the core of it, together for, more than a handful of years now. And, whenever, a big name team loses, it's, they have to blow it up. They have to start over. Who do they go get? Whereas this Nuggets team, they've made some moves around the edges. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, moves like that. But the biggest move for the Nuggets was Aaron Gordon a few years ago.
He was basically solo starring at Orlando, running shop, from Arizona, and so you look at that and you're just like, okay, how has he all of a sudden been taken on the role of a complimentary player, but has had moments like Andre Iguodala when at Golden State was sometimes the best player on the court.
And that's where I think Aaron Gordon was a little bit miscast in Orlando.
Yeah.
And some of that was due to just his situation down there, the lack of other talent around him. But I think it speaks to the bigger picture of, accepting your role and being confident in who you are, because we see a lot of guys who are held in that superstar stratosphere not be able to downshift into a role like Aaron Gordon has. And they want to be talked about as a superstar, even if their skills have diminished, they're not at that level. But Aaron Gordon is fine without it, right? Because he sacrificed Aaron Gordon in the name of winning a championship. He's comfortable in his own skin with who he is, with what he does in the role that he knows he can play to the best of his ability, night in, night out. Sure, there are games they need him to take over. He can still do it. It's still in his bag, but he doesn't have to. He can be comfortable more frequently like that. And then if that's your third best player, buying into that role that consistently, not griping, not complaining, it makes it that much easier for the 2 guys in Jokic and Murray to do their job, to be the superstars, to take over, commandeer, but also everyone down the roster. Like, hey, this is a guy that was averaging 20 points a game in Orlando with a little bit of range, can jump out of the gym. Should have won a dunk contest. And here he is not complaining. Here he is fitting into this team construct. Since I'm even further down the roster, who am I to complain?
No, and I think one of those things, I think you get in that tutelage and seeing what happened with Dwight Howard and through his career, I'm not paying, matching the 2 together, but, I think walking that, seeing seeing kind of what happened, I think that kind of helped him in that capacity. So, with that, again, want to give a couple shout outs real quick. Again, a number of other shows. Quickly, we touched base. You've got a show going on during the week, so you want to kind of promote and hype that up a little bit?
Yeah, so it's called The Corner 3. Focused on college basketball. It'll be Monday nights. It was 8 to 9 last week. I'm thinking it's going to be 7 to 8 moving forward. But yeah, it's focused on college basketball, especially nationally. So last week we did touch more on, the Huskers just kind of as an intro, but I'm thinking this week my two guests are going to be Kentucky and Oklahoma State focused.
Okay.
So we're going to, have a little intro, and then we'll do like 3 things about Kentucky, 3 things about Oklahoma State from the offseason.
Wow. And there's a lot going on when you think about the transfer portal, kind of that deadline just hit for individuals that were going into being, with the draft. Obviously, Kelsey, Huskers got him back, but, a lot of transitions on what teams look like in May. Some of those look very different. And some of them look very much the same now in June, unexpectedly.
Can you guess how many players Kentucky has on its roster right now?
I want to say, they had 7 or 8.
Yeah, 7.
7
players on their roster heading into the summer.
And you think about the history of that program, of going into a summer. I mean, just the landscape has changed. And so definitely, check that out. 7 to 8, Austin, the corner 3. I think, again, one of the many shows that are on, but, again, quickly want to shout out to a couple just teams and groups here in town. Obviously, we said they got the summer camps with the high schools, and not just Lincoln high schools, but area. You see a lot of pictures of young kids enjoying. And so shout out to those older, those freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors, also those alumni that are coming back and helping at those high school camps. I think that's always been one of the highlights, I think, for kids and young people as well. Saw Lincoln Southwest, actually, their football team went out and helped, I believe, at one of the, either at the Mission or the Center for People in Need. And then Lincoln North Star, I know their football team went out and did some service out in the community as well. And so if you have those things going on, don't hesitate to DM me, send those. We'd love to profile those here on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. But as we move on, we got 2 individuals. We're excited. I have to, my weekend was spent, I had a 3-hour last chance workout at Farrell's. Woo. And brutal. I am still struggling. The knee got a little tender that last probably 35-40 minutes. Congratulations to all those. The fitness fanatics are on from 9 to 11 right after this, but I got to see this young man crush it. He was there the morning with his mom, and Zach Olson was out there doing his thing, Austin. And you got to understand, I mean, none of us really want to be up at 5 a.m. doing things, but for 3 hours, he went in and put in work. And so he's going to tell you a little bit about his journey and talk about what he's involved in and things. And so I'm glad he just got up this morning. He heard he's got to get up at 8. He thought he was going to have to do another workout and everything. He'll probably tell you how it was a hot, sweaty mess too in there in the back of the room. And then we've got our other feature. We got Kobe Allen, who is a 2B, or I would just say now you got your report card. So you're officially a 9th grader, right? Okay, he's checking, making sure, but he's going to be a freshman at North Star, and he's going to talk about a little bit about his journey, and then maybe have their folks on and kind of give some praise and some love to him here in that 3rd segment. So Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket. Please stay with us right after this break, and we're looking forward to having these 2 scholars kind of enlighten us and enrich us.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great one with your kids.
Now, it smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
USTOP is a member of LEBA, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LEBA Business Hour on the ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with the Lancaster Event Center. Stop by USTOP and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort, 21st century twist, and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street, or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carryout, or schedule a catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can find anywhere else. Open every day from 8. Full service shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson from Lincoln Public Schools on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and excited to be here. We've got Austin here on the board this morning, so again, truly appreciative. I know Harrison's taking some well-deserved time off, but looking forward to, again, if you want to get in touch with us, you can use our hotline, either text or give us a call at 402-464-5685. Well, we're going to go ahead and roll on into it. We've got, like I said, as we introduced kind of and in the last segment, we got two phenomenal scholars. We've got Kobe Allen, and we've also got Zach Olson here, who are here to just kind of fill us up a little bit. So I know one of you have been on the show before, so I'm not going to point you out because you're going to be a seasoned professional by the time we get done. You're going to just kind of go ahead and take over for us all, right? How you guys doing this morning?
Doing good.
Yeah, act like we got you. Okay, so I told you I saw Zach yesterday in the morning, and we did a 3-hour workout over at Farrell's, and so this is a little late for you. You got to sleep in today, right?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, hey Zach, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about who you are. Have you always lived in Lincoln? Where have you gone to school? Kind of just tell us a little bit about who's Zach.
Yeah, so I was born in Utah but raised in Nebraska. I go to Scott Middle School. I play football and go to Farrell's, and yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So you said you were born in Utah. Okay, and then did you go to elementary school there or anything, or just born there? And
Born there.
okay,
and, yeah.
where'd you go to middle, or where'd you go to elementary school?
I went to Hill and Adams.
Okay, fantastic. I had a little history on Hill. My mom taught at Hill for about 19 years, so it's got a special place in my heart. And Kobe, what about you?
I was born here, Lincoln, Nebraska. Oh, my fault. I went to elementary school at Cooser Elementary, and then Sco Middle School, and now I'm at North Star.
Okay, fantastic. And so, tell us a little bit. We'll start with you. Tell us a little bit who's in your family.
Mom and my dad, it's just the three of us, and my dog Abe.
Okay, hang on. See now, hang on. Now you gave the dog the name shout out, but you didn't say mom and dad's name. So go ahead and let everybody know this is the one time we're gonna let you call them by their first name.
Kayla and Jared.
Okay, fantastic. And what about you?
I got my sister Olivia, my mom and dad Brian and Amy, and my 3 dogs. So.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Zach, you talked a little bit about some of the things that you're involved in. You said football and Farrell's. Tell us about like those involvements. Why did you choose those type of things?
I guess that I thought football was really cool, and I always wanted to be a football player because my favorite one was Aaron Donald. I just wanted to be like him.
Okay, I was about to go ahead and ask, what your favorite player was. What about your team?
LA Rams.
I thought you were going to say Dallas Cowboys. We were about to have something right here.
You're a Cowboys fan, and DP let you on the air.
Oh, without question. I sneak in every Sunday.
Wow.
Every Sunday. Yes.
Tells me a lot about how good a dude you are if DP is letting you on the radio. His radio station every Sunday is a Cowboys fan.
The blue, I'm wearing the blue. We're going to the Super Bowl, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and give you on the Rams thing. And so you said, football. What's something about football that you enjoy, outside of just getting the opportunity to play, the physical aspect? What's another part of football that you're like, hey, this is something I want to be a part of?
I guess like bonding with my team, like really getting to know them because we're all going through the same thing while we're on the field and while we're off the field.
Awesome, fantastic. And Kobe, what about you? Like, what are you involved in? I know you're making that transition from 8th to 9th grade. So what have you been involved with in middle school? And then what do you anticipate being involved in high school?
Well, in middle school, I was on the basketball and track team.
Okay.
And then I'm part of the homegrown program over at University, Nebraska.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about that for those that may not know.
It's just kind of like a group of kids together playing football.
Okay.
And Matt Rule actually gave us a really nice speech not that long ago.
Cool.
And gave really good advice.
Awesome.
It was like every 2 weeks.
Okay. And so what's a piece of advice that you took from what Coach Rule told you all?
Definitely the one thing that he said that will stick with me is separate yourself from the people that aren't trying their best. Like be that 10%.
Wow.
That is like that will stand out and try their hardest.
No, that's powerful. And that's going to be tough. And that's sometimes tough to do when you talked about like separating yourself from people. Cause again, you're making that transition from 8th to 9th grade and not everybody has the same goals, aspirations that align with what you're trying to achieve. And so you making that shift from 8th to 9th grade, what are some things you're hoping to be involved with or you're planning to be involved with in high school?
Probably about the same things, football, basketball, and track.
Okay.
And maybe some other things if I like it, like outside of sports too.
Okay, fantastic. And so both of you, we've talked a little bit about just the fitness aspect because you talked about, as I kind of mentioned, Zach was involved in a 3-hour last chance. It was a last chance workout. Explain what that was. Why did you come? What were you feeling through that whole thing?
I guess I thought that it would be fun to just do like, I guess the last chance for the workout, and yeah, it was pretty fun. It took a lot of effort, but like it was worth it, and I felt accomplished after it.
And we got to give credit. Your mom brought you, and so
Yeah.
there was, were there some looks during the course of it, like, I cannot believe I'm about to call an attorney that I'm still here. There's got to be some laws against this or something.
Yeah.
But what was that like? Just kind of sharing that time with your mom.
Yeah, I guess that since we've been going for a little while now, I guess like we both share like the same feelings about it. It was fun. It's like um hard but like good in many different ways. So
Awesome, fantastic. And Kobe, tell us a little bit about like you're going through kind of a transition, and so you're playing sports. Obviously, that's something that you've kind of embraced, but you enjoy. How did you get your start in saying, okay, this is basketball, football, athletics is something I'm really interested in?
Well, I've kind of always like felt that I'm really interested in it, just ever from the start, because like it just gives me something to do. I would say it really helps my mental health a lot, gets my mind off of things.
Wow.
And also the jump I would say is a really big jump from 8th to 9th, because 8th to 9th, you can, I guess you could say you could slack off a little bit, get away with it. It's not as serious. Also, but now I'm 9th grade, I've noticed a lot. Everything is like super serious. Like now I'm taking tests in classroom over football. I wasn't doing that earlier.
Wow. Okay.
And there's more like there used to be some kids, not really. I guess no, in 9th grade, there's a lot of people still on my level and over me. In 8th grade and middle school, elementary school too, you'd see a lot of kids, just kind of doing it for fun, I guess you could say. But now it's a lot more serious, and people have the same goals as I do.
So, outline what are some of those goals that you have, as you're going from an 8th grader to 9th grader. What are some goals just, in the classroom, but also some of those goals that you have also athletically?
Just being the best like mental and physical state to prepare myself for this upcoming football season, basketball season, track and stuff. Sorry.
Classroom wise, what are some of the goals that you have?
Just keeping at least a 3.8 GPA. Because I have high hopes for like my academics.
Awesome. I saw mom over there. She's smiling. She's like, yeah, that's my baby right there. She's going to be hitting the books as well. Hey, so sorry, Zach, what are some of the things that like I said, some goals and aspirations that you have, not only athletically, we talked a little bit about that, but just academically, what are some goals that you have?
I would say like stay with the right crowd. I would like I always want to be working as hard as I can to not only keep my grades up, but like just I guess mostly just keep my grades up and stuff.
So keeping those grades up, as you heard earlier about like keeping that 3.8, because again, it always matters. You're going in 8th grade, as you talked about. And so I think something a lot of people don't recognize and understand is that those grades count. All your grades count, but those grades count towards, your college. You're starting to take some classes that count towards your high school GPA, and that will in turn impact, those opportunities, whether you decide to go, post-secondary, college, or whatever that looks like. So I think that's really important. One of the things I asked you all earlier about, and I want you to share, if you would be willing to share, is just some people that you've had in your life. I always talk about relationships. Relationships matter. And so what's been a relationship that you've had that you're like, man, that's really kind of to this point helped me to get to where I'm at, and kind of just briefly share like what has either been a moment or something maybe they said that really said man, that's really mattered to me and helped shaped who I am as a person today.
I would probably say with the Nebraska coach, Ron Brown. He said this thing at this camp. He said that you can't be lazy, because if you're lazy, you don't grow out of it, you grow into it. And I would say that like really helped me.
Go ahead and say that again, because I'm like I said, we might put you on the circuit. The way you said that was powerful.
Yeah, so if you're lazy, you won't grow out of it, you'll grow into it. So that's why it helps me like work hard more. And yeah.
If you're lazy, you don't grow out of it, you'll grow into it. I like that. I like that. So definitely Coach Brown has been somebody that's kind of, spoke to you as you've kind of moved forward. Fantastic. Kobe, what about you?
There's a lot out there, but the two that would stand out to me the most would definitely be my friends, Mo and Caden. I have to do a shout out to them because they're always, I would like to say, keeping me in check, keeping on my toes. Like, have you worked out today? Or like, how'd you do at this camp or something like that? Or like checking on my grades even, just,
So younger, older, same age?
Older.
Okay. And that's kind of been unique, Austin, because normally, we have individuals like, again, you have a coach, you'll have a parent. And so you've come in and said, like, these are individuals that are really close to peers of mine that are still kind of checking me, holding me accountable. And so, again, it goes back to what Coach Rule said, like aligning yourself with the right people. Who do you want to separate from, but who do you want to stay with? Tyler Perry uses he has a talk about, booster rockets. And, as it goes up, you think about the space shuttle, y'all are too young for that. But as a rocket goes up, things separate. So it can go in the atmosphere, and sometimes you have to separate yourself from individuals. And so you've definitely aligned with some individuals that are going to stay connected to you as you go forward. Again, you're on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. We're joined by two scholars that are, I'm just going to have to say, Austin, just actually making it happen. We got Kobe Allen, who is actually going to be, or I want to say to be, is a freshman at North Star High School. And then we've also got Zach Olson, who's over there crushing it at Scott. I think the Scott Middle School Stars, right? Anybody you want to give a shout out to over at Scott?
I'll probably say, I guess one of my friends, Noah. He's always been there for me and has helped me out a lot. So
fantastic. So talk a little bit about North Star. You've chosen that you're going to North Star High School, home of the Gators. What are you excited? We got the chomp over there, Austin. Go ahead and doing it, hyping you up a little bit. But why North Star? And then what have you seen so far? I know you're going to morning workouts, you're doing some things. What are some things that you're like, okay, North Star is going to be a place for me to shine, not just on the field or not on the court, but just also just as a person?
What I really noticed at North Star so far is a lot of passion from the coaches. Like you can tell they really care. And I really chose North Stars because like you said, I really thought I could shine on the field, but also off the field.
Okay.
Because I noticed also a lot of my friends are going there. That is a benefit. I can talk to them, but that's also like, I don't know, maybe even an extra study buddy or something. Like that will really help me in the classroom a lot.
Okay. Fantastic. And what's the thing you're looking forward to most as you walk through those doors officially as a student in August?
That's a tough one. I almost want to say just being a part of being a part of a new friend group too, and also being a part of a new just program overall of sports and just like new classroom, just whole new everything.
Awesome.
I'm excited for it.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And so Zach, for you, do you know where you're going to high school? What are you looking forward to in that? And then just kind of what are you looking forward to? 8th grade year. Last year, middle school, you're kind of probably running things. We probably got you on the administrative team over there at Scott. What are you looking forward to most, and where might you be going to high school?
I would say for 8th grade, what I'm looking forward to most is I heard the classes weren't as hard as 8th grade, but they're still a little challenging.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try really hard in those. A good environment, and for high school, I guess I might go to Southwest or Lincoln Christian.
Okay.
And I think that a good environment, and the football teams are pretty good. So.
Awesome.
Just know if you go to Lincoln Christian, we're going to be rivals. Just know that. Keep that in mind.
See, everybody in here is a rival with him right there. This is the guy wearing the Kansas City Royals t-shirt. So he's at Cowboys, you got Lincoln Christian, North Star. I mean, you got a home. You got a home wherever you go. So we always ask kind of just advice. Okay, you got your moms over there, and they're proud of you. They're beaming, they're smiling, taking pictures. Follow their social media and everything. Um, Give us what's some advice that you would have for parents. You've got some great individuals that have invested, that have poured into you. But what are some advice as you see things going on? And sometimes there's pressure, sometimes there's things. What is a piece of advice that you would give to just adults in general?
I would say just don't rush things, take things slower. And for the classroom, don't, how do I put this in words? Don't like stress out about it too much. Have trust in your kid that they can do it.
Wow.
And for sports, don't overwork them. They still have they're still a human. So they still got the mental and physical sides of things. So you can't be overworking your body or your brain to get to your goal.
That's powerful. I think some of those things is one I always talked about is it's your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, sometimes we forget that as a parent of a daughter who's, playing sports and everything. Sometimes we forget that it's not our body, it's not us mentally, but it's your journey. And we want you to experience that, enjoy that. For you, tell us a little bit, just what's a piece of advice that you would give to adults?
I would say that if you have an opportunity to do something, do it because you can. Because some people don't have that opportunity. They may have diseases or challenges that don't let them do things, and you're lucky that you can do them.
No, I like that fact how you talked about just taking advantage of those opportunities. And definitely both of you have continued to do that, but also be grateful for those chances to perform, to be on the stages where you're at, and continue to take it all in. And so on the flip side of that, before we go to break, what is something that you would tell your peers? And so, Zach, what's a piece of advice? You get to get your 10-minute TED Talk. What's a piece of advice out of that you would tell your peers?
Oh yeah, I would say don't quit. You aren't done. As long as you have breath in your lungs, you still keep going and push forward.
Wow. I mean, Austin, you hear that right off the bat. I'm buying that TED Talk right there. We'll have to get you lined up with DP, best-selling author. Go ahead and get you a part in his book. And tell us a little bit, Cody, what's a piece of advice that you would give to your peers if they were standing right here and you had them captivated as an audience?
I would say to never be satisfied. You can always progress. You can always do better. Always move up. And another thing is you have to be able to face adversity, because that will, no matter how good you are, no matter who you are, you're going to face adversity, and you have to be able to deal with that. Some people, if they face adversity, they just give up and stop. But another thing Matt Rule said, actually, he said, how good are you going to be when you're on your back?
Wow. And so we hear that oftentimes people talk about facing adversity, being somebody that can take on challenges. Give us some people don't know, give us an example of just something that they can do to overcome adversity. I think sometimes we put it out there and say, face it, but we don't tell people how to face it. And I'm going to ask both of you that, but give me just one thing that somebody should do to help them, overcome adversity.
I do have personal experience. It is a struggle to overcome it. But I would just say you always have to just think positive, try your best. I know it's easier to say than actually do.
Right.
But adversity is a pretty strong thing to get over. So yeah, just got to think positive and just say you can do it instead of I can't.
Well, I think it's that simple piece right there. You said, just say you can.
Mm-hmm.
I think if somebody during those times and you're facing it, just say, I can, and just saying you can, and having somebody else that's around you, like you said, aligning yourself with people that are positive, saying you can. So if that combined, both of those things are happening, you're more likely to get a positive outcome.
Yes.
So fantastic. How would you face adversity?
I would say if have someone that you care about or matters to you, think about them and have that motivation push you through, or you could talk to them and have them push you through yourself, and just have them be there for you and stuff.
I love how both of you touched about just people that are around you. Most people talk about like you got to have this, just like this inner drive, and most of it, you don't get to this point if you don't have an inner drive. But it's going to take some support. It's going to take relationships, and so with that being said, appreciative of those words of wisdom. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with some more from Zach and Kobe on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, in Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. Educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station. The Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and our parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scottsbluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Can I go to the sleepover?
If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinkingsapsa.a public service use and mental health service administration.
Sponsored by DHS and aired in cooperation with the Broadcasters Association and this station.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, and try day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
America's been around since 1776. That's nothing. America's still just learning how to party. The Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See a full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com, or just head down there. McKinney's Pub, 7th and P in the Haymarket.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience had started like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love it. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're
definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
To bigger than we're from Lincoln Schools on 937 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, fantastic. Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, bigger than the score. And as you can see, if you're watching on one of our streams on Twitter, Twitch, or Allo Fiber channel 951, I believe it is, or YouTube, we are joined with a couple additional guests. They're joining Zach and Kobe here today. We've got their mothers here. So thank you guys for coming in studio.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. You can tell our young men are they're excited. They're like, okay, we got our moms in here. What are they going to say and everything? But hey, before we transition over to them a little bit, Zach and Kobe, I want to just kind of get just a couple additional, comments from you and just your thoughts on, what's been a moment that you've had so far that you're just like, man, it's been really, really cool. And I kind of want to, I share that you've had, just as either just being a student, being an athlete, that you're like, this is something that I'm going to remember for a very long time. And so we'll go ahead, Zach, we'll start with you.
So I guess this past year, 2022, my football team made it to the championship. We were the first team to make it there, and we were really happy about it. And it was a great moment. We won by like 7 points.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a great game.
Who's your football team?
We played for Allo C team.
Okay, so Allo Fiber, there you go. The Allo C team, great plug right there for the, with the sponsor and everything. So the Allo C team, congratulations on getting to that championship game. So phenomenal. And Kobe, what about you? Like, up until this point, it doesn't necessarily have to be athletics, but what's been a moment that you've had that you're like, man, this has really been something really special?
Probably the honor roll thing we had at my school, ESCO. We had we congratulated all the kids that made honor roll basically, and a lot of kids got rewards for other stuff too. But also I have a similar thing to him with my football team. We won the championship, but it wasn't really just that. It was the people that were on my team, and especially my coach, Coach Chapman. Shout out to him.
Okay.
And he's made me grow a lot. He's really, I don't really know how else to put it. He just helped me grow a lot.
Awesome. And so I like that growth piece, and both of you have experienced them first. Hopefully they won't be necessarily be the last for you, whether it be championships, especially the honor roll. I know you're looking at your mom. She's like, that ain't going to be the last time my baby's going to be on honor roll. I got to make sure that's going to be every year, or you ain't going to be playing no football or basketball. But with that, we've got both your mothers in here. And so I'd like you just first off, you two, to just start off just saying what these young women mean to you. Like, what role have they played in your life? And Kobe, I'm going to start with you.
Honestly, a lot more than I could ask, because I know it's a struggle, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I got to wake up this early in the morning, but like she does too. And she has to take me, and I know I'm probably taking a lot of her gas money too.
Okay.
So I'm really thankful for that.
If you had 3 words to say, 3 words about her, what are your 3 words that you would use to describe her?
3 words. I would have to say definitely caring. She's very caring, and
we put you on the spot. We'll come back.
All right.
I would say, so Zach, tell me what does your mom mean? Like, who is this individual, and what does she mean to you in your life?
I would say my mom is inspiring to me because she's always there. She's always the one who's making sure I'm up, making sure I'm always getting my work done at school. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're going to flip the script a little bit. We've heard a lot from Zach and Kobe, and just talk. And you've sat over there and you've watched them, and I know you're extremely proud of them. But we just like to, from your perspective, like who are these young men, and what is something that others don't know by just looking at them that you get to experience each and every day. And so, Zach, I'm going to go ahead and start with your mom.
Yeah, Zachary talked about Farrell's a little bit. I'm really proud of him. He mentioned a little bit this year was really tough for him. 7th grade is kind of a big transition year. 6th grade is you're kind of still just warming up to middle school. 8th grade, you're kind of the king of the crowd, but 7th grade is kind of no man's land. And really my purpose in January was to get him into something really positive for himself. Mental health was, school wasn't always the happiest place this year.
Right.
And so I'm really proud of him because it wasn't easy, especially going at 4:30 after school after a long day. So seeing him overcome each and every day, pushing through it was really hard. Our relationship grew, the two of us, by doing that together, became really good accountability partners. So I'm really just proud of him because what most people, I think, from the outside, they think that he has, everything really all together, and he's a great kid and he works really hard, but he's really had to push through just the feelings of kind of just depression and mean kids. And, every day he showed up and left it on the floor at Farrell's and pushed through.
Well, and that's, you said two things that really spoke to me when you talk about, and I think I want to say that to everybody, because we've talked about some things with mental health and talked about other things, is just keep showing up, and keep, talking to somebody and asking, for help. And I know sometimes that's not always easy, but the biggest thing is he kept showing up. And I keep talking about yesterday and just watching him. And that was my first opportunity to get to really see him, but he kept showing up when he could have left. And so if there's a piece of advice for anybody out there, there's, we need you to keep showing up. We need you to be there. And if you need help, ask somebody. Don't hesitate to open your mouth and ask somebody. So thank you for sharing. Absolutely. And so, your mom, we just realized we had some connects, which was kind of unique. But who's this young man that we don't get to see every day?
So with Kobe, I think just, everyone looks at him as an athlete, but he is so much more than that. He's still just a 14-year-old boy, that likes video games and likes to hang out with his friends and likes to go to the pool. And he's fun. He's high energy. I think just he's more than an athlete. There's
right. Well, and I think as we talk about this being bigger than the score, and I love how he mentioned one of his moments, his highlights was an honor roll. Mm-hmm. And then he talked about recognizing every, other young people. And we don't oftentimes hear that. It's not about, the things he's taken from Coach Rule that he's spoken to and that you spoke about, Coach Brown. And so really huge, knowing that none of us are perfect parents by any means. Okay. What is a lesson that you've taken away from, engaging with your two sons or with your sons that you would say, you know what, I wish I would have known this before, but it's important for me to share with other people?
I definitely would say take youth sports a little less serious.
Go ahead and say that one more time.
Take youth sports a little less serious.
All right.
I get the importance of it. And I say that lightly because without the seriousness of it, he also may not be where he is today. But it's just important to give them breaks. I talk a lot their mental health, and they need breaks. A lot of people say, oh, they're just kids, they'll be fine. They need breaks just like adults need breaks. So give them breaks and take it a little less seriously.
I think what you talked about goes along with what I said earlier, is just, it's their journey. And again, it's kind of one of those things we were involved, we were immersed in a lot of it, and it provides some experience and opportunities. But look at it as it provides some experience, opportunities, and developmental opportunities. There is a bigger thing to it than the end, the end score that shows up on that scoreboard.
Yeah.
Advice you'd give?
I would say I've learned to ask better questions of Zach and his day. Instead of how was your day? Maybe, what was something that went well within your day and what was something that didn't go so well. A lot more specifics, trying to really pull it out, because it's just having those hard days. It's easy to forget that sometimes they don't want to talk about it, and they don't want to talk about it to you. But it's really important to keep those open lines of communication so that I understood, and Dad too, what exactly was going on at school, the good and the bad.
Right.
So a lot more specific questions. So, and also being vulnerable on our ends to share some of the things we experienced growing up. Because we've all been there, especially through middle school. Those just aren't fun years. So we've learned to open up about some of the things we went through so that he understands that we have been there as well.
Yeah, it's that journey. And like you said, I mean, those elementary, there's joys and there's moments, and then middle school, you're kind of like, it's just kind of awkward. There's some tough realizations of different things, whether it be friendships, whether it be opportunities, whether it be connections. And then you get into high school and it goes by really quick. Quickly, what is a dream or aspiration that, a hope that you have for your son? And we'll start with you.
I would say that I just really want Zachary to realize he can do anything that he wants to. Faith is really important to our family, and I just believe that if he follows the Lord's lead on his life, he'll do great things, all for the glory of God.
Awesome, fantastic.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is for him to be happy and satisfied. Whether that's playing sports in college, whether that's playing intramural sports at college, I want him to be happy and successful, which I know he will be.
Awesome. And so, as we kind of get ready to end, usually I try to end with a quote, but Zach, Kobe, I'm going to have you probably give the best quote to your moms and say, I asked you for 3 words. And I think what the 3 words you're going to say to them is, I love you. And so you get this opportunity to go ahead and say that and anything else you want to say to them here in the next couple seconds. So we'll start with you, Kobe.
I just want to say I love you and thank you for everything that you've done for me, because I know it's been a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to say I love you too, and thanks for always being there and caring, and how just amazing you are in general.
Wow. And Austin, as I sit there and I think about, like I said, I can always put quotes out in general and everything else, but definitely continue to take that opportunity. As you talked about, taking things maybe a little less seriously, taking life serious, but taking some of those extracurricular things a little less seriously and enjoying the journey, enjoying the experience. And again, for you two, just seeing you all in that interaction and that connection yesterday, take a listen to the Fitness Fanatics, like 9 to 11. Definitely do a phenomenal job, but you brought that bond to the table. So that being said, thank you for joining 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. We just, appreciate each and everybody who's listening. Please join us next week. We're going to have a special Father's Day edition. And so we're going to flip the script a little bit. But again, thanks to Austin, thanks to DP and Rebecca, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. You pour yourself a cup of coffee, you slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real is no, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Honk if you love trucks and bucks. Hold it if you're in traffic, maybe not. Hey, we know you've been waiting for a while, but we're excited to announce that Trucks and Bucks is finally back. And this year, we're giving away 8 Atlas Blue 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. So get to your nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer and play $2 Trucks and Bucks today. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company. Top prize odds, 1 in 336,000.
Hi, I'm a volleyball. It's an okay life. I go back and forth about it. But I really wish I was a Nebraska Lottery Powerball or Mega Millions Mega Ball. See, all they have to do is mix around in a big plastic bubble and roll down a ramp, and then people win millions. What a great life. As for me, I get thrown around all day and have to worry about getting spiked, which is about to happen right now. Oh, ow! Couldn't you just do a nice, gentle dip?
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call 521-25